and I'm just walking around this suburb called Oxenford down on the Gold Coast in mighty Queensland. And as you can see, it's just another beautiful day. Where else would you want to be, baby? So this is Columbia Court. I'm walking down. Nice maintained properties. See this colour bond fence here? I put an offer in on this house. It's a 2-bedroom home with 1 bathroom. But it's actually got a swimming pool. And I'm a sucker for swimming pools, things that sparkle, and decks. But what happened is, it fell through because when I was doing my due diligence, you know that word I throw around a lot? When I did my due diligence, and the plumber, the drain there, had a look down the drains, it was all blocked up. And they said, it's going to cost a lot of money because we'd have to rip up all the slab that's around the house from the pool all the way around to clean it all out. So that was a no-go for me, because when it rains for 3 days non-stop in Queensland, everyone gets scared. I didn't want that problem to my tenants that were going to live in there, so I pulled out of the deal. And the second house I come to look at, on the day when I signed that contract to purchase it for $540,000, on the 11th hour, the seller pulled out. And I was actually sitting right here on this rock. And that morning the real estate agent walked in. She drove up, walked in, then she walked back out, and then she walked over to me and said, yeah, he doesn't want to sell now because he's got family issues. His dad is really sick, and the house they were going to buy has fallen through. The reason why I like this property so much, what happened was, as I was walking through the house, my inner child came out and he was loving it. All he could see is potential. Because in the kitchen, all the cabinetry, they had put glitter in the paint, so it was all gloss, right? And it just sparkled. And I was like, yeah man, I want this place bad. They also have a hatch. When they drop the hatch down from the ceiling, and you drop the hatch down and the stairs dropped, and then you walk up into the attic, and oh my god, I was just having a field day. Then we walked up the back, and all I could envision, swimming pool at the bottom, yeah, right next to the alfresco area. And I talked to all the neighbours down here, and they all seemed friendly as hell. I think it's had 2 or 3 air cons, and the garage had been converted into another, not a bedroom, just into more like an office. But at the top of that property, is when you get to the top, there's a big shed up there, and it has access to another service road that's running parallel with the Pacific Motorway, M1. Yeah, no, it was epic. And if you walk maybe 150 meters, there's a park down here. See that cyclist where he's going? That's a bridge. It leads to a bridge that goes over the Pacific Motorway into Helensville. And here's the park. Got a basketball court, tennis area, and that shelter there. And so last night, my best friend, who I love like a brother, I'll do anything for him, I helped him get into this property. So this story is how we became best friends, brothers. He asked me a question about property investing. So I showed him a few things, and then every time I seen him or we met up, he'd always just keep constantly asking me questions about how do I get into property investment. I linked him up with my mortgage broker down in Sydney, and my solicitors, conveyancers up here in Brisbane. And I said, look, get in contact with these guys, and then come back to me and we'll talk some more. And so he did. He got it pre-approved from the bank. I had already bought another house by then. I said, cool. I decided to ring the real estate agent up, and she said, that's your lucky day. He wants to sell. But it was exclusive. It was only to me. So she said, I was about to ring you. And I said, this is perfect timing, right? Because I've got a buyer for you. And we agreed on the price, $550. And I was going to buy for $540,000. To me, that's a bargain, right? Because no one else is going to come and bid against you. Came in, inspected it, and I showed him around. And I said, brother, I was going to buy this, but it fell through because he's had family problems. I wouldn't do something like this to you and set you up to fail. That's not my style. He bought it, and now last night he told me he wants to sell it. If I had the money, I would buy it. I'd buy it in an instant, because I fell in love with the property. Yeah, they say don't get emotional, but that property there pleased the little boy in me. I could put a fort, I could put a pool there, put a deck there. I could see myself sitting up on the on the retaining wall on my deck, just looking over the neighborhood. You sit up there and you're grateful. So he wants to sell now. I'm just showing you a bit of the suburb. See the service road here? You go down there. It actually leads to Wet and Wild. So it's like a 10-minute walk. You're at Wet and Wild. And then you got Warner Brothers Movie World. Outdoor Spectacular show is incredible. If you love horses, man, go there. Just get out of the sun. I'm already dark enough. I don't actually want to get any blacker. Even though I showed you the service road, another 20 meters past the tree line is the Pacific Motorway, M1. The surprising thing is you actually don't hear any noise because the house is lower than this part here, so the noise travels over the top. This is the Studio Village Park bikeway. And guess what? If you're looking at that park there, where there's the tennis courts, basketball, and the cricket and the soccer, you walk up here and there's another park with toilets. How epic is that? So yeah, this is the new park that they've put in. It's mean as. And these public toilets, if they had a barbecue here, it'd be sick. There's a bus, right there. So when you're living in this area, or especially down there, you catch the 716, it does a loop back to Helensville station. The only bad bit is that it only comes every hour and the first bus is at 9:30. But luckily for down here, we have what we call as, you order an on-demand bus. It's a mini bus. You order it and it comes and picks you up. And you might be the only person on the bus. So here's the walkway. And if you're looking in front of me, there's a whole shopping centre there. We have a Rumble Muay Thai, however you pronounce it. That's my psychologist I go see once a fortnight. You may have heard me talk about how he pushed me to start this real estate channel and this real estate process and kick off a charity movement for my mental health. And then you got laundry there, Best of Beef, butchers, the Old Pacific tattoo shop, a fish and chip shop, and there's a cafe. What more could you ask for? It's all exclusive. No one else is gonna. He hasn't told anyone else. So I'm just gonna chuck this out there and see what happens. So remember, stay safe, stay hydrated, and always do your due diligence. So come and get some.